friggin' gears. A car show made by a group of car nuts who want to make every car guy's wet dream a reality. We call our group Cup Gang, which stands for Cars Unite People. We started making car videos just for fun, but now we're taking that fun to the next level. We're here to create the most audience interactive car show ever. We'll go anywhere and do whatever it takes to show you the most outrageous car porn on earth. While it was fun looking at the cars, we wanted to do a lot more than just salivate on them. We wanted to drive some. The only problem we had is we didn't plan on anything. But lucky for us, an amazing family from out of town showed up and asked me if I was interested in driving their very own Lamborghini Reventone. To which I kindly replied, yeah! Yeah, please. I've had a weird relationship with Lamborghini over the past year because of how they market their cars. They're stiff, they're loud, and they are so fucking hard to live with.
But not really. It's kind of cool to cruise around in. It's actually more comfortable than I remember any Aventador ever being. The AC is actually cooling down the car. I haven't used the stereo at all, but who needs the stereo when you got a V12 that makes noise? And I'm gonna tell you, it's not disappointing at all to find out that the car is not crazy. Look at this. Everything is shifting perfectly well. The temperature is perfectly fine in every single way possible. There's not a lot of noise. The windows are really thick, so the isolation's pretty good. Like the buttons in this thing, they look like they belong in a Ford. The seatbelts, they come from the right towards the left. Does that make any sense? No, but somehow it's super cool. Or a lot of you guys don't know, this is inspired by a fighter jet, and this is proper. This is properly done by Lamborghini.
And at this point, I was really having a hard time understanding. This is a Lambo?
It sounds delicious, but it's not overwhelmingly powerful. It's not overwhelmingly loud like the Aventador. You feel like you're inside of the engine. Even though if Lamborghini made this car for the track or not, I think this is the best cruising Lamborghini I've ever driven in my life, and it's the best surprise ever. Because now it makes sense. Now I can get in a badass car. Now I can take someone with me and go on a long drive. At least it seems that way. In style, in something classic, in something badass. By Lamborghini, people. By fucking Lamborghini. Wow. No, I feel like Lamborghini did right by not making these cars so raw, so strong, so like, ooh, it's gotta go around the track, and they just focused on one thing that matters. That is the driving experience. And along with the driving experience, all the little gimmicks that they put in here, like the fighter jet cluster right here, like the seat set Reventone right here.
And the gorgeous bodywork. Holy crap, did they make this thing look awesome.
All of it works so nicely together. There's no need to say, we're gonna build the fastest car on fucking earth. There's no need to go and destroy one of these experiences for that. This has to be one of the hottest Lambos out there to collect. If not, the world would not make any sense. There's so much time gearing, the shifting of the gears. It's not that powerful kick that the Aventador throws at you. It's not. It's actually very subtle, and it's nice because there's no need. You do feel the emotion. You feel the everything, the character of the car. Spots right there in the corners, but they're not that bad in this car. It's honestly crazy good. Parker.
I was blown away by this big secret Lambo had been hiding from me for years. If I already idolized the Reventone, which I did, now I can easily tell you that this is my favorite Lamborghini that I've ever driven. Just when you think you couldn't ask for more, the world works in mysterious ways to give you what you need. And that's kind of how we met Matt Rimac, the founder and CEO of Rimac. Rimac is more than just a car company. It's a story that needs to be told. Here is a brief history on the invention of the Concept 1. Mate gets a 1980s BMW 3 Series to drift race in Croatia. The engine on the Beamer blows up. Due to his interest in the electric motor and inspired by Nikola Tesla, Mate decides to put an electric motor in his BMW and race it against regular cars. Mate starts racing his all-electric Beamer and everyone starts making fun of him. They call it the washing machine. Then, he starts winning races. People came from all over the world to look at his washing machine, as they call it, beat anything on that drag strip. Mate's car was so dominant he even went on to break 5 FIA and Guinness World Records. At that point, no one was laughing anymore. Mate then decides to create his own car with the financial support of some dude from Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi dude tries to scam Rimac out of their car by moving them to Abu Dhabi, but Mate refuses. Mate makes the biggest decision of his life. He decides to sell everything he owns and even got a personal loan against himself to finish the car and launch his company. But not before facing a couple of problems. One, the technology needed for the Concept 1 didn't exist, so Rimac had to create it. Two, they had no money to do that. Rimac quickly realizes they're going to need to do more than just build a car in order to stay in business, so they decide to provide other car makers with their own technologies and parts. This is what kept them alive. Today, the Concept 1 is finished. Rimac has a new car under development, and what's even more impressive, Rimac has more employees and sources of revenue than Pagani and Koenigsegg combined. What?
So the car is quite different. We have 4 electric motors, one for each wheel separately. So here we can see the torque on each wheel. So as we accelerate now, you can see positive torque on each wheel, but it's rarely the same torque on each wheel. And when you brake, like now, or you decelerate,
And you see it.
yeah, it goes negative.
Now, did you press on the brake or did you just let go?
I just let go. So you have a setting here, high, low, and off. So if you don't like regenerative braking on the throttle pedal, you can just choose off. Now it just coasts when you let the throttle go. But if you have low, this is like engine braking on a sports car.
Okay.
High is much more than a Tesla, so it brakes really aggressively. So this is now just with region with throttle off.
Oh, wow.
So you don't need really to touch the mechanical brake. But then we have a separate setting for the mechanical brake, which you can adjust as well. So when this is on 100%, you are using the maximum regenerative braking, which can go up to 400 kilowatts, which is like 600 horsepower of regenerative braking. But when you choose 0%, you just have mechanical brakes.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
So amazing. You're just throwing it out there like, yeah, you can just do that. You don't understand. That's amazing.
Then you also have preset modes like sport, race, and range. But you have also custom modes.
So you can literally grab from A to Z that and make your own. Like, hey, I like my car to be 85% rear-wheel drive. I still like, the rest to be front wheel. When I drift, I like the way it feels like this. The suspension you adjust with the braking.
And it's always, you can have several modes which you like, and it's accessible here just by turning a knob. Okay, now we are all-wheel drive, as you can see. We have torque on every wheel. So let's go into custom mode 1. So now we are just rear-wheel drive. And now let's go custom mode 2. We are just front-wheel drive. So
yeah. I feel it, by the way.
Yeah, and you can hear it only coming from the front. But of course we want all the 4 motors because we have this.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love the way it sounds. It sounds like an E-car, like a Formula E car.
Yeah, I think it suits. People say electric cars don't have a sound. This one has a sound, and I think it's very suitable. We will never replicate a gas engine or something like that. We will never do anything artificial. This is the natural sound of the car, and I think it very well suits to the car.
Yeah. You know what? It's not overwhelming. It's not annoying. It's different. It makes it edgy. It's a new version of our engines.
Yeah, we have 4 gearboxes. So every motor has its own gearbox. The front motors have single-speed reduction gearboxes. Each rear motor has a 2-speed double-clutch gearbox. So we are now in second gear. Let's stop. And we will start. We'll drive off in second gear. As you can see, you have enough power, all the power in the world in the second gear. But the acceleration from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, or 60 miles per hour, is about 3.2 in second gear.
Second gear.
If you want to really have the full power, the full acceleration, you shift down. Then you have this.
You really are putting the power down, man.
Yeah.
Like, you feel it. Holy shit.
It's not about making an electric version of a supercar. It's about using the opportunity you have with electric powertrains, with electric motors, to make the supercar better. So with an independent control of each wheel and with the instantaneous torque and the power band of the electric motor, you can just make things that are not possible with a traditional powertrain.
And like you said, adding speeds to to the electric motors, it's giving you full torque every single time.
Exactly.
It's a repetition of high torque, high torque, high
Always.
torque, rather than just one big acceleration, one big acceleration. That's where Tesla lacks. You get that full acceleration on the first one, you get the full feel, and then it goes away.
That's why we have the gearbox. So if people think electric cars don't need gearboxes. They do. Every electric car has a gearbox. It's a single speed ratio.
Yep.
And it's always a trade-off between acceleration and top speed. It's like you riding a bicycle. In one gear you can go up the hill, but you can't go fast. And in the other gear you can go fast, but you can never ride up the hill. It's exactly the same with a car. That's why we have a 2-speed double-clutch gearbox. So it gives us the low-end acceleration and 220 miles per hour top speed.
So you get the best of both worlds.
Exactly.
And it gives you an emotional feel when you're pulling on the shifters.
Yeah.
It really does. It just felt like a regular engine with a lot of power.
Yeah. And you can adjust how fast it shifts, like comfortable, or to have a little bit of a kick. So, but let me show you this, one of the advantages of the electric motor. So let's see the response time. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that just had my balls going to my asshole. Holy shit.
Okay, so again, 3, 2, 1, now. And the traction control is much more precise than with any combustion engine car because we are sending a dedicated torque to each motor 100 times per second. So we can 100 times per second adjust every motor separately and adjust based on the grip that this particular tire has. Here, what you can do is that when you go into a corner, 3 motors can accelerate and 1 can brake. Or in the next milliseconds, 3 can brake, each at a different rate, and 1 can accelerate. So you don't lose speed, you gain speed also while stabilizing the car 100 times per second. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, to the T, it's instant adjustment. Holy crap. Yeah, they got nothing on you, man. And no one's seeing this. No one's understanding that this is where everything is going and everything should go. This is the most emotional fucking car I've ever been in that's electric.
When I accelerate and I shift with the rear motors,
Okay.
the front motors are still connected and they deliver power to the ground while we are
So
shifting.
you're not missing out.
No.
So it's kind of like, in a way, like a triple clutch solution.
Yeah, you never lose torque. Let's see that. You will see now. So we are now in second gear and I will shift into first, which means that the rear motors will accelerate to match the speed that they need to be in for the next gear. And you will see the front motors will still continue normally to deliver torque.
Okay.
And you will feel that the rate of acceleration will just slow down a little bit, but it will not go away. So look at the screen. We are accelerating, shifting down. Yeah, that was, for a brief moment, just the torque was reduced. Yeah.
This is so fucking crazy.
This car is rated at 1,088 horsepower, but we can do more.
You almost got it to 800 fucking kilowatts there.
Yeah, it's very short, so we don't have
How
space.
tall
here.
can you throw that? Like up to what? What amount of kilowatts?
It can go to 1 megawatt.
Oh,
1
just
megawatt.
a full 1 megawatt.
1 megawatt. So this was This was 800 kilowatt.
800.
And what's cool now, we can analyze the data. So we have stats here, and let's take motor speed. You can see this graph. This is the power. So you see here when we accelerated how we touched 800 kilowatts.
Went all the way up, yeah.
Yeah, and you can choose anything here. You have like cell voltages, temperatures. You can see everything here. Like we regenerated something like 30% during the last 1,000 kilometers. So 30% we returned
Of
into
the energy came back.
Yeah.
How good are you at that?
You don't need the mechanical brakes at all. So in normal driving, there is no reason for you to ever touch the mechanical brakes. With this car,
Yeah.
there is no special mode. There's no launch
That's what I'm
control.
saying. Yeah, you just go.
With combustion engine cars, it's not easy to launch the car. There has to be a lot of software and clutch drop and stuff like that, and the right RPMs. It doesn't work every time.
Yeah.
Here you just floor it and
It's in. I don't think anyone will ever understand what that feels like. I never thought I built anything worse than a 918. This is it. This is way fucking worse, which is way better.
wanna drive?
Please,
Okay.
I beg you.